Hello and welcome to your online portion of Physical Geology at Pasadena City College in the fall of 2021. I'm your instructor. My name is Elizabeth Nagy, and a little bit about how to pronounce my name. It looks like a two-syllable name, N-A-G-Y, but I use the Hungarian pronunciation, which is Nagy. It sort of rhymes with Taj and Taj Mahal, so that's one way to remember it. Now, our class is going to meet every Wednesday face-to-face on campus, and that's when we're going to be doing our laboratory portions of the class. The rest of it is going to be online, and that's what I want to show you right now. By watching this video, you've actually completed the first of your 3 beginning assignments that ensure your place in the class. So this is our home page, and I have it in student view so it looks the way that you're going to see it. At the very top, I have an announcement, which is welcoming you. And then I have a number of things that you should read on this page. Again, I welcome you. There's a picture of me from out in Utah during one of our field trips. And it says underneath, where should you begin? So you should begin right here. Read my welcome announcement. That's this at the top of the page. Read my message below that describes the Canvas tabs that are on the left side of the home page. So everything here describes all of the options that are over here in case you haven't used Canvas before or aren't familiar with all the options. I use modules a lot. That's where you're going to spend most of your time. The third thing that you should do after you've read through this is click on that modules tab and go to the orientation Start Here module. Now, the one thing that I don't explain is this leftmost column of information, and that's actually related to Canvas itself. So this is where you'll find your courses. This is, in case you have other courses that are on Canvas, this is your inbox where you'll receive and can send messages to me and other instructors. There's a bookstore link, library, there's a help. If you're new to Canvas, go to the tutorials under the help button, and those will be really useful in getting you started. And another one of the more useful items in this list is the calendar, where you can go and you can see all of the due dates of all of your online courses. We're going to go to modules because, as I said, that's where most of the information for this course is. So here we are at modules, and each of these gray bars is a module. There's an orientation module, which I'd like you to look at as soon as you possibly can. And then week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, well, I stop at week 4 because then we have our first exam, and I don't want to overwhelm you with everything. So looking at the orientation model, this gives an overview. If we click on one of these, we see some information about the class, the structure of the modules, and what you're going to learn in this orientation module. Now you can hit next to go to the next thing that was in that list, which is the welcome letter, which I hope all of you already received, but here it is again if you need it. And then you can hit next. And now we're doing the check-in assignment part 1, which is to watch this video that you're watching. So there you go. This actually is an image from when I did it last spring. Let's go back to the module way of looking at things. So we just looked at briefly the orientation, the welcome letter, and then the check-in assignment. So you can always go back here and click on things individually. The course syllabus with all of the due dates is really important. You've got general information, homework dates, laboratory assignments with due dates, quizzes, discussions, and exams. So all of these things are shown here. And this is the first section that's telling you all about the course. I know there's a lot of information in here. If we get to homework, it tells you about the homework schedule, when the homeworks are available, and when they are due. Everything is always due at 11:59 p.m. on the due date day. Here's your homeworks. And it tells you that I allow you 3 attempts on your homeworks, I keep the highest grade, and I drop your 2 lowest homework grades. Laboratory assignments are listed here. These are what we'll be doing in class, so I'll talk more about them when I see you. Quizzes, we have 12 quizzes throughout the semester, and I dropped the 2 lowest ones. And these are online quizzes. They are available 4 days before they're due. So I don't want you to take the quizzes too early. That's why I do that. Your first quiz is due by 11:59 on September 4th. We can then look at the discussion page. So discussions are something that's also online that you're going to do. It's a significant portion of your grade, and it's really easy. All you have to do is participate, and you get 100%. So these are described in detail. I'll show you where everything is described week by week. But basically there's a topic and there's going to be a prompt. You're going to contribute one part on a Wednesday, although this week it'll be Thursday to give you a little extra time. And then you're going to respond to 2 of your peers by Saturday. And that's always the way that the format is, and I'll remind you more about that as things come up. We have 3 exams in this class. They're each worth 100 points. 2 of them are essentially midterms, and the 3rd one is the final exam. So lots of information in D, course syllabus, textbook link, and due dates. Grade policies are shown in the next line, and this is telling you how much each homework or laboratory assignment is worth and what the total point value is over here. I do it out of 1,000 points, makes it kind of easy to figure out percentages. So those discussions are 30 points each. There are 6 of them throughout the semester, so that counts for 180 points of your grade. It adds up to 1,000. There's one opportunity for extra credit, which can add 25 points to give you a total of 1,025. As you go down and read through this, you'll see some details about what homeworks involve, labs, quizzes, discussions, exams. Also, attendance and participation is part of your grade, and then it describes the extra credit. Let's go back to the module again. There are other course policies here that you can read about in terms of dropping, issues with late work, plagiarism, etc. Anything that you submit online will receive 50% credit if you submit it within 24 hours after the due date. So if something is due Tuesday at 11:59 and you submit it Wednesday at noon, you'll get 50% credit for it. I don't recommend that, but at least it's a little safety net if something is late. Ethics of written work, you can read that. We don't have a lot of written work in this class in terms of term papers. The learning outcomes, this is really important. This is where basically all of the things I want you to know for the semester are gathered. And I'm going to refer to these in the learning videos. You're going to be watching lectures with learning videos, and each one is going to start by telling you what you're going to learn, and I'm even going to ask you to write down the learning outcomes so that you're ready for what you're about to watch. And this is quite a long list. I won't go through the whole thing. Okay, so other things here, my office hours on Zoom, frequently asked questions, a little bit about me. Check-in assignment number 2 to hold your place in the class is here, where you have to go in and basically you have to answer questions about the orientation module. Then the first discussion is here, okay? It says Thursday, February 18, but I have to fix that. And then we have Unit 1, which is going to be this week. There's an overview, there's textbook suggestions for what to read, and then the learning videos, which are the lectures essentially. And so this is where you're going to come to learn about each of the topics. All of the learning videos are 12 minutes or less. I try to do that because I know your attention span might go after about 12 minutes, that's what they say. But there are usually several videos for each unit. So if I go back to Week 1, that's where the learning videos are. There's a homework that I mentioned, and then these are actually going to be removed. This is lab instructions and discussion for when this class was completely online, but we're going to do labs face-to-face. If we look at Week 2, we see the same pattern. There's an overview, there's textbook reading, and I give a little time management help. I suggest when you should do various parts of the course, like make sure you do your quiz by this time and make sure you do your homework by this time. And then you will submit labs here online. I think it's going to be easier with less papers being shuffled between us. So I will be asking you to scan or take photos of your lab pages that are complete and upload them in the appropriate places, such as right here. Okay, so I think that's enough to get started. There's a lot of information here, I know. We're going to have limited time on Wednesdays. We really want to focus on labs. So it's really important that you look at the lecture materials associated with the lab before we meet. Now, I understand this first week, some of you might not even get to this Canvas site before we see each other on Wednesday, but we'll get a pattern established and hopefully we'll have a great semester looking at rocks, minerals, earthquakes, volcanoes, natural resources, and all other good things of the earth.